Hello, everyone. You know what? I think I need a light. Oh, well. That's all good. Oh my gosh, I have some on my face. All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful May 5th. This 5-5 portal change is in the air. Can you feel it? I know I can. All right, you guys. We are going to pull up the chart, which I guess I should have already had that pulled up, huh? I might do better in the future, but no promises. No promises. All right. I'm gonna start at let's see, what does it say? Share screen. I feel like I'm not. My computer's over here, but my camera's over here. I don't know what to do. All right. My goodness, I am not affiliated with these people. They have got to go away. They cannot be on my screen. I wish I could like just pick out, just this area because I'm not affiliated with these people and I don't like advertising people I'm not affiliated with. Anyway, we'll just go with it. Okay. So today I woke up at 14 degrees. We're looking at May 6th, Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. It's 16 degrees. Now this week, yesterday, Monday, was at 14 degrees. And then Tuesday, today, is at 15 degrees. But the sun changed degrees at 6:49 a.m. this morning. It moved from 14 to 15. I was up before 6:49. So I woke up at 14 degrees, where other people who woke up after 6:49 probably woke up to 15 degrees. The same thing is going to happen on Wednesday. Wednesday, I'm not going to wake up on 16. In fact, if you look at 7:10, the sun is at 15 degrees. But then at 8:10, the sun is at 16 degrees. So if you wake up at 7 o'clock, you're waking up at 15 degrees Taurus. If you wake up at 8 o'clock, you're waking up at 16 degrees Taurus. Now, I do mine by 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is the time shift that I do. You need to know you. You need to know you and when you wake up. I wake up at 6 a.m., but with my energy edit shifts, I'm always going to use 8 a.m. You can see it's 8 a.m. I got it at Central Time at the U.S. because I think everybody can calculate from Central U.S. time. I don't know. But yeah. So Wednesday, we are going to wake up at 15 degrees Taurus, and those that do, it's going to be a Venus ruled day for them. The other ones that wake up at 16 degrees Taurus, that wake up later, it's a Neptune ruled day for them. So let's look at Wednesday at 8 a.m. and let's look at Venus and Neptune. So Venus is at pure Gemini 14 degrees. So we are opening up to where our heart feels our thoughts belong. We're beginning to open up more to where our heart feels our thoughts belong. We're beginning to think differently and we're able to think differently. Also, Venus with this opposition of Black Moon Lilith is beginning to form. So the tension is beginning to start. I do believe it'll probably be, well, let's just move forward a couple hours and see when it's within 1 hour. So it's definitely by 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. I'm trying to highlight, it's highlighting everything that I'm not trying to highlight. Okay, so Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. up here, you can see that the full opposition happens. So we need to talk about this because this is Venus opposing Black Moon Lilith. And whenever that happens, it is a tension thing because we're trying to open up to thinking differently. But at the same time, we're needing to face fears about believing differently, believing in our heart, believing in our and our thoughts believing differently with these thoughts. But there's a tension here about it's different for everyone. And so I'm trying to figure out what's the main tension that most people will be feeling. And see, you could be like, I'm not feeling that. Of course, you're not most people. You're an individual person. So I'm trying to tap into the collective here. So I really feel like we're trying to open up to thinking differently while we're facing fears of believing differently. I think that most people are going to be more open to thinking differently, but less open to believing differently. And there's something about the way that our beliefs are changing and the way that our thoughts are changing that is it's causing a tension. Like maybe we're trying to think more positively and believe in a positive future, but it's hard to believe even though we're thinking more positive about it. I don't know. I don't think that because I'm like, these are aligning, you know? If I'm thinking more positively and I'm believing more positively, boom, I should be moving into positivity, but that's not how it's going to work out. And the fact that we need to believe in our thoughts here means that our thoughts as they are transforming and we are thinking more positively, it's not easy to believe more positively because it's not actually happening. Because there's nothing actually happening. We're just everything is in the abstract right now. We might be telling ourselves to think more positively. We might be believing more positively, but we look around and our bank account is not more positive. My car breaking down is not more positive. My inability to get a job is not more positive. I mean, nothing is happening. It's all abstract. I think that that's where the tension really is. But honestly, there's something more here. I'm going to move on from that aspect and see if it comes out more. Now, the Jupiter square Mars is still active, but Mars is beginning to move away, which is it's helping to resolve. So as we act on protected feelings, which means we act on the feelings that feel good and we don't act on the feelings that feel bad, we're able to resolve this feeling achievement. And it makes sense because Mars moves into Cancer ruled degree, which was where Jupiter was expanding the Cancer energy. So it makes sense that before our ego was wanting to move, but we were feeling that two big feelings that we couldn't quite understand were keeping us from being able to move. So whenever our ego decides, all right, I'm going to address the feelings, it becomes easier to move and to move into that achievement energy. I feel like Tuesday today is the day that that square is really active. It's going to feel like you might want to give up. You might want to give up on some things, but Wednesday is going to come through giving us the energy and understanding that we need to not fully give up. But at the same time, there's this tension here. Honestly, I think that it's hard for me to read this tension because I'm reading it as if you face your fear. And I feel like if you face your fears about thinking differently and believing differently, that the tension won't be there. I think that the tension is there if you're refusing to face your fears, and that's why it's hard for me to read this. So let's say you are choosing to think differently, but you refuse to look at your beliefs. Like you've always believed this way, and you're absolutely certain that your beliefs are right. That's going to create tension because your thoughts are changing and ready to change, but your beliefs are refusing to change. And so it's going to create tension. And the fear that we're facing is having more open beliefs, being more open with our beliefs. Opening up our beliefs is really scary in this tension. So we may think that we need to believe more. We may think that we need to believe differently, but we may be afraid to adjust those beliefs. But trust me, adjusting beliefs and facing fears and beliefs is where our empowerment is right now. In fact, I don't know, but I believe, and I'm willing to change this belief. It's not a belief set in stone, but I believe that as Black Moon Lilith moves through Sag and into Capricorn, I do think that those that refuse to change their beliefs are going to go mad. Not angry mad, but they're going to deal with some mental issues, some mental health issues, some true mental health issues. They're going to go kind of crazy. They're going to undermine themselves. Beliefs are, the universe is saying it's time to evolve our beliefs. And if you're not evolving your beliefs, you're staying stagnant. And if you stay stagnant, you move into what I call the crusty pond territory, where you go mad. Madness. I call it crusty pond, but it's like madness. It's mental health issues. Holding on to the old beliefs into this future that is being energetically prepared to us will cause a dissonance that won't be able to be held. Like you can hold it. Okay, you can hold it, but you won't be able to hold it in sanity. You it sounded like you won't be able to hold it and be sane. You will lose your sanity holding on to old beliefs and refusing to innovate your beliefs. So I think that that's what's going on most with there. And I did say that I was going to speak about Neptune too. So I will go into that. Neptune is at this 3 degrees Aries. So it's dissolving old beliefs. This reinforces it even more for me. Whenever Neptune moves to 4 degrees Aries and Black Moon Lilith moves into Capricorn, which won't happen all at once. Neptune's going to move to 4 degrees Aries way before Black Moon Lilith moves into Capricorn. But I truly feel if you're not innovating your beliefs right now, if you're not aligning your beliefs with a higher truth right now, you're creating insanity later for yourself. And I think a lot of people are probably doing that, which is why this world's going to go crazy for a minute. We've already done this. We've been through this. We've done it before. We're doing it again. Let's keep on going. So we got this though. Yeah, I do feel like this tension, it's between, it's at a Venus ruled degree. It's between being open and being afraid. Because fear wants to close you off. Are you willing to feel the fear and stay open? I think that's what tomorrow is also asking us, is to feel the fear and be willing to stay open, even though we feel the fear, not letting the fear contract us, which is what I call letting the fear ride in the front seat, you know? All right, fear, you want to come along for the ride. You want to be here. You ain't driving, but you can ride in the front seat. Go ahead. You want to ride in the back and be a backseat driver and tell me where I'm going wrong everywhere? Okay, you can do that. It's all good. But we're not letting you drive, and we're not really listening to you. You know? You can be here, but you're not in charge. That's what we got to do with the fear. Allow yourself to stay open. If you find yourself closing off, that's the tension leading you into bad territory. I would say bad territory. Bad thoughts, bad fears. And people are going to, another thing that can happen with this is, people take the fear that, and they really, really run with the belief in the fear. And they do things because they misunderstand. This could be as simple as, you know what, choking. Ooh, that's a sign, right? This could be as simple as, you know what? I know she ain't going to want to eat my meal, so I'm not going to make any for her. I'm going to just make some for me. Or it could be as dramatic as they're not going to pay me. I know this corporation won't pay me, so I'm going to burn down a warehouse. Like this has been happening. But it's things like that. It's taking the fear and letting the fear run and believing in the fear rather than the positive reality that you could move towards. And whenever you move with that fear, that means that you're going to move with the feeling of the fear. Moving with the feeling of the fear is going to help you manifest that feeling. It's going to manifest quicker. We're manifesting a lot faster with our feelings right now. So if you're going to move with that feeling of fear, you're so right. That righteous fear, like there's the righteous fear. That's the simple thing. Like, I know she isn't going to eat my meal because she's a brat. Do you feel that righteousness in that, Like, I know she isn't going to eat my meal, so I won't cook any for her. I'll cook it just for me. There's a righteousness, and it's coming from the fear of being rejected. Like, I fear that if I made her this meal, she would be like, ew, this is no good. That's going to hurt me. I don't want that. So I'm going to protect that from happening by just projecting that fear onto her and being like, she's a loser that won't eat my meals, so I won't even make any. You guys see, like, that's the best example that I could give here. And I feel like examples are going to be the best. And you move with that. Now you didn't make her any meals. You made you just a meal because you moved with that feeling of righteous fear. You ignored the fear. You think you faced it, but you ignored it. You moved with that feeling of righteous fear. And now you literally manifest her being like, what about me? You don't care about me? And it's like you manifested what you were afraid of. You are now going to get the rejection that you were afraid of. And is there any other way that could be done at this point? You didn't even give the opportunity for her to reject it. You made sure that she would reject it. Do you see that? Because you moved with that feeling of that fear, and it's tied to the Jupiter manifestation degree in Cancer, which means we're manifesting with our feelings quick, quick, quick. Which is why we got to take responsibility for our actions and dissolve those old beliefs so that we are moving with a love feeling and manifesting more love in this world, which is what this world needs. And that's what I want to encourage you to do tomorrow, to try to move with love. And if you can't move with love, to just stay still. And if you have any fears that you feel like you can't face, then find lesser fears to face them first and move your way up to the higher fears. And leave them alone if you can't face them completely, but keep an open heart and be willing to be more open about your beliefs, about changing your beliefs. I'm not saying change your beliefs today. If you believe in Islam, you must be Christian. If you're Christian, you must be Islamic now. No. My goodness, that would be intense for people to have to deal with. No, I'm saying if you're Christian, be open to believe that maybe everything that you believe about Christianity isn't exactly right. Maybe there's something else. Like, be willing to read a Bible verse from a different perspective or something. You know what I mean? Don't change your whole religion. Don't change everything. But look within and be open to not being fixed, I mean, there are some things in our religion that needs to be fixed. Keep those fixed. I'm not saying to change those. I'm saying to look at the little things around and be more open and malleable with those beliefs, because the rigidity is going to ensure that you manifest more fears and more hardships for everyone on this earth. But you're not responsible for everyone on this earth anyway. But staying open and moving with love is what's going to help us to be able to create a more loving future, one person at a time. And that does start with you. So be willing to move with love and feel the fear and move anyway, and be open about your beliefs. That's what the energies are saying. And we're able to manifest with our feelings more than anything Wednesday. So be careful with your feelings. If you're feeling really, 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 really low, give yourself a pamper day, what I call a pity party day. And just be like, I'm not going to move with this energy, but I'm going to comfort and take care of me with this energy. Any low feelings that you're feeling with, don't move with them. Don't try to face any beliefs or open up or change any beliefs. Why, if you're feeling really, really, really low, that is a sign that you need self-care. And just take care of yourself, and that's going to help you to manifest a higher love. Just taking care of yourself while you're low to feel better, that's manifesting higher love in this world. And that's a beautiful thing. So, all right, guys, that is today's energy edit. That's all we have for today. I do believe something out of this. This is the energy edit for Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. So, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, walk in love out there, you guys.